I have a message for you today. This might resonate, this might not. Oh, okay. We're starting with 2 animal energy cards. We have the black egg on the back of the deck. Now we have the bear in reverse and the crow in reverse. Okay, so someone here, it's almost like they are a bit, I'm hearing grumpy. Exhausted though, absolutely exhausted. Sleeping too much, not really paying attention to their intuition, maybe even as far as feeling cut off from their intuition. This could be a earth sign or an air sign. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming out here. Now the crow is a very intuitive energy. Seeing that in reverse, it almost feels like the world is out of control here. And with this black egg being at the back of the deck, if I remember correctly, the black egg is often about creative truth. Now let's go ahead. Let me get a little bit more using my Chakra Oracle deck, and then we will move into the other oracles and then the tarot. So what else is going on here? Please, Spirit, for this message. We have renewal. So I do see some kind of wake from a spiritual slumber here. It's almost as if someone has been so exhausted. This might be because of some kind of spiritual force, spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks here. And with renewal coming out, I do see some kind of protection coming in. We have expansion as well. Maybe even expanding your mindset here. You may have been feeling very despondent about not doing things. So there is some kind of shadow work here to do with not being productive here, where it's almost like you were a large part of this spiritual slumber, this exhaustion was being motivated by, well, really by a lack of motivation, a lack of wanting to do things here, wanting to having energy. We have enlightenment on the back of the deck and faith in reverse. So again, some kind of spiritual warfare is really coming in heavily for me here. What is this? Okay. I want to just grab a couple of my situations deck. I am on 7%, so I might have to take a break in a second or two to grab a charger. Now we have desire coming out, lust, sexual chemistry here. Forbidden love, tragedy. Let's get one more. Okay, I'll take 2 more. We have obsession coming out. And done. Completion, lesson learned here. So, my goodness. It's almost like some kind of relationship. We had divine feminine on the back of the deck here. It's gossip in reverse. It almost seems like a relationship here wasn't growing, because someone else was trying to keep your intuition blocked. They were trying to hide something from you. Maybe even hide your own growth, your own potential from you. Make you feel as if you were stuck with them, maybe even using some kind of desire, lust energy against you, making you feel as if they were your only option. This person was intentionally trying to cut you off from your intuition. They were trying to hide something here. What were they trying to hide? Interesting. Nope, wrong one. But I will actually look at this. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. Persecution is on that card. Persecution. Again, some kind of spiritual warfare was going on here. Interesting. They don't want you to talk about it. We did have divine feminine and gossip in reverse directly behind that. So it's almost like they were trying to keep you silent, keep you... They didn't want you to talk to some people, maybe to grow, to expand here. We have harmony in reverse. This person might have tried to cause chaos in your life to prevent this renewal energy, because they were obsessed with you, obsessed with having you. This feels like a domination energy here with that forbidden love. It's almost like they knew they couldn't match up to you. And so they had to try to bring you down to their level. Maybe they were trying to like lower your vibration or your frequency in some way in order to keep you, to stay on like the same level as you. Yeah, look at this. Fulfillment of wishes and new beginning in reverse. It's like if this person knows that if you were to get what you wanted, if you were to recognize your own worth, your own value here, you would go towards a different beginning than them. You would choose someone else. This reminds me of when I was with my ex a couple years ago, and I remember he had told me one day that the reason he was always so mean to me, he would tell me like I was stupid and I wouldn't be able to do things, and I was always going to be like, you know, stuck with him. And the reason that he had done that is so that I didn't realize how smart I was. That's why he would tell me like, oh, you're too stupid to go to college. So I wouldn't realize how smart I was and eventually leave him for someone better, for someone smarter than him. We have solitude in reverse. This person might have tried spiritual slumber. Maybe that's why you're exhausted. Maybe this person wouldn't let you like have your alone time. They tried to like keep you awake at night. That is a very, very covert narcissistic trait or tactic. Deception and envy. Again, there is some kind of envy energy here where they didn't want you to recognize that in some way you were better than that. And they didn't want to lose you as a result of that. Yeah, again, they could have tried to like not leave you alone because we have that solitude in reverse there. And disruption. And look, this is someone who's actually trying to sleep. They are laying down and experiencing disruptions. Intuition in reverse as well. So it's like they were trying to disrupt your intuition about them. Maybe you picked up a couple red flags from them, but they always like waved them off as something else. So they tried to explain them away. Some kind of waiting game. They knew that if you would like, they could get you to stick around long enough, you would be stuck with them. Third eye chakra, but you saw through this in some type of way. So they were trying to disrupt your natural intuition, your natural third eye energy here. Oh, I'm not liking this person. Interesting. Now I'm on 3%, so I'm going to go grab a charger and I will be right back. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. I want to get some more because one card fell out of this and got mixed in with my other deck. And so I do want to get another message from this besides share your voice. I almost feel like you have something to say to this person. Maybe you figured out their game. We have creating heaven on earth. It's happening in reverse. I feel like this person tried to make hell in your life, actually. Because we did have that energy of like trying to cause chaos, to pull you away, to pull your intuition away, to disrupt your intuition actively, which is another narcissistic tactic. They will try to cause chaos, so you are too busy, you are too mentally scattered to see the underlying behavior in it. Then we have trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you here? I was feeling that you may have picked up on this. You may have picked up on some red flags in the beginning, but they were so convincing, so charming. They always had an explanation for everything. But after time went on, it's like these traits started to come out. That mask started to drop here. And now you're waking, you're coming close actually to waking up. And I feel like this is what they're scared of, is that you will wake up and realize that they have been causing all this chaos intentionally. This reminds me of a video I watched years ago. It was a content creator on Facebook who makes a lot of videos about like red flags and narcissists. And the specific video shared an example of a narcissistic partner who would like intentionally hide their own phone and then blame that on, on their victim, on their partner, and be like, oh, see, like, this is why I can't trust you to be around my phone, because you're going to take it, you're going to hide it from me. Like, how did my phone end up in your jewelry box? It's because you're trying to hide it from me, because you're trying to go through it, because you don't trust me. And it was all of these, and it was just such like chaotic energy that they were bringing in to disrupt and confuse their victim and keep them in this constant state of panic and apologize and amend the situation. And I feel like that's where you've been at, and that's why you're so exhausted. Along with the fact, again, I feel like this person is intentionally trying to disrupt your sleep somehow. Maybe your dreams, maybe you'll be getting messages in your dreams here. You might have been getting nightmares because of this person or involving this person. We have your guidance is divinely guided coming out in reverse here. And so I feel almost as if you do get messages, but again, this person like explains it away. Or they have some type of way to like track you, or they're setting things up in order for you to come to a specific conclusion that they want you to come to. So they could be like, oh, I don't trust that friend of yours. I think that friend of yours, you know, like they're terrible. Look, and then like a week goes by and they're like, look, your friend's trying to hit on me in my DMs, and they show you that. So I feel like this person is intentionally guiding you in the wrong direction, maybe trying to isolate you here. Yeah, shadow in reverse. There's something very dark about this person's energy. I want to get a couple more oracle cards, and then we will move into the tarot here. On blast, outing personal info, being called out, public humiliation. Yeah, maybe this is another tactic that they use. Maybe like they try to start fights in public, or they try to embarrass you in front of friends, in front of family, in front of colleagues, even maybe at work. They could be threatening as well. Like if you try to leave me, or if you think this is bad, you know. Sorry, I just got completely gray-walled. It's almost like maybe that is something that they do. Maybe they've done this to past people. Other people have put them on blast here. Or they've threatened people in the past, where it's like, if you say anything about this, maybe they're very threatening. If you say anything about this, if you tell anybody about this, I'll hurt you, or I'll tell everyone this secret of yours, etc. Even if it's false. Like, I just heard, who are they going to believe, me or you? That's so weird. We have light bulb moment, sudden realization, feeling inspired, insight, and awareness. And I feel like this isn't today. I feel like today is not the first time that you've had this light bulb moment where you picked up on these red flags and you've been like, wait a minute, that's really narcissistic. That's really kind of abusive that you're doing that. This could also be like friends. And again, evidence, receipts. They've got some kind of, they're trying to like show you some kind of receipts or chaos that they've created. But again, trying to like frame the narrative as if it's something you need to be on guard against. Some kind of chaos creation. Then we have sorry, not sorry in reverse. And hookup. So, yeah, again, if this person is like seeing someone else, right? If they know that they're flirting with someone else on like social media, and they hide their phone and then state that they try to play it off as if you had hid it from them. They might be doing that to try to like hide the information on their phone to get you to be less likely to look at their phone and see it. We have fed up in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, it's like they feel like you'll tolerate anything here. Or that's what they're hoping. And that is actually... this was recently studied, right? That one of the number one reasons why abusers continued to abuse their victims, spiritual strength. I feel like this person has sapped that from you. Why abusers would continue to abuse their victims is, one, they benefited off of it, right? They got everything that they wanted out of abusing their partner, so why would they stop? But the second thing is that when their victims would eventually leave, because they will eventually get wise and leave, a big thing that they would state is that they never thought that would happen. They never thought that person would leave or would walk away. They thought that they would tolerate it forever. So they never considered putting in any effort, changing anything. Then on the very back of this deck, we have align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. So again, I'm very much getting here that the message is that there is someone here who is actively trying to cause chaos, and they are doing so in order to keep you down, so they can feel like they are on the same level as you. So there's a lot of like narcissistic shadow aspects involved with this person, where they don't feel like they should have to grow. Instead, you should shrink for them, so they can feel... I just heard like a big man, but it could be feminine as well. Feminines are abusers as well. But it's like they're trying to intentionally keep you down. And their kind of like last resort plan is that if you do get wise to it all, to what they're doing, and you try to leave them, they will threaten you with some kind of public humiliation. And or for some, it could be that there have been people in the past, they could be like, oh, my ex was so crazy, like she put on Facebook all these lies, all these crazy lies. That could be another thing that they've done, because other people have tried to call them out for their abuse, for their behavior as well. So what deck do I want to use here? Interesting. I'm actually going to use my vampire deck. But first I want to grab a jacket. We've got some really strong winds here, and I am... So, okay, I have my jacket. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the tarot. I want to look more at, what is with this person? We have my Two of Cups. Okay. They might have wanted you to believe it was love. Might have thought that this was like a soulmate connection here. Or that is like something that they often play. I know a lot of, like, they might have tried to convince you you're twin flames, or that they've never had a connection like this before. Yeah, with my Three of Wands and the Tower, it's like they manifested their own demise here. They created so much chaos, so much collapse here, but this was intentional. My Three of Wands is a manifestation card. It's a creation card. Seeing that next to the Tower, it's like they created their own downfall here. Or they were trying to set up all this chaos. They were trying to manifest all this chaos in order to keep you with these rose-colored glasses on. This person might also have a, like a savior-persecutor complex, where they try to, like, they're manifesting all this chaos. They're creating all this chaos so they can resolve it for you. Interesting. In order to keep you under this, again, that rose-colored perception of, like, this is love, this is my soulmate, this person is like a big, strong man, he always takes care of everything for me. But that is not, in reality, the case. Then we have the Five of Wands, causing mental conflict, mental confusion even, anxiety here. And with that Tower card next to it, it's like this was very intentional. They were trying to cause a very chaotic collapse, maybe of your self-esteem, your self-worth, your sanity, trying to make you feel insane, maybe so they could, like, publicly blast you and be like, oh no, like, they're just crazy, you know. Six of Cups, very immature energy. And with that Two of Cups, it's almost as if this person, because it's coming up right underneath my Two of Cups, it's almost like this person could see how much love you had, but that you were maybe a bit naive when it comes to love. And I don't mean that in a harsh way at all. You should be open-hearted. You should give love. You should care. This is very healthy. I feel like you were actually very healthy with love, and this person thinks of it as naive because they see it as something that could be manipulated or used against you. And so they were trying to use this for their advantage. What else? What else, Spirit? Knight of Cups. Now this is, I usually think of this as like a Prince Charming card. And so they might have tried to come in very quickly, sweep you off your feet in a way. They try to move things very quickly in this relationship as well. Maybe tried to move you in or move in with you. Like they might have love bombed you, bombarded you with like gifts. Maybe experiences for some. Page of Pentacles though. But this person is kind of, it's almost like they don't know how to be like a successful person, right? So they might have come off like, like they always have this, they always take you on really nice dates. They have a really nice car. They have a big house, you know. There were all these signifiers, signs, right, of status that they were relying on. But they don't actually, they could be in like a lot of debt here. And so they were looking for someone to try to take part of that burden, that weight off with them. Cat and mouse game. Interesting. I know, Beef's just having time. Yeah, look, King of Pentacles in reverse. They're not actually this King of Pentacles that they tried to come off to be. They are instead this Page, this very beginner type of energy. It's like they are not as successful as they try to play themselves off to be. Maybe not even as giving as they try to play themselves off to be as well. Like once they kind of had you in their trap, you know, that's when the control, the domination, the manipulation, maybe even financial coercion started to really come into play here. We have the Hierophant in reverse, with the King of Swords behind that. So again, trying intentionally to like cut you off from your intuition, maybe from community as well, because I often look at the Hierophant and I think of community. I think of like the Pope, right? So I think of like a religious organization, maybe like family, friends. They try to, and maybe even family and friends try to tell you about this King of Swords. Like, oh, I'm not sure about that. That's kind of a red flag. But you didn't listen to them because you were so much in this rose-colored glasses, because they'd use this against you. Again, I don't think that's your fault here. Because the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, like you didn't take the opportunity to listen to them, to their warnings, because you valued this person. And with my Four of Pentacles, that tends to be like a false Emperor card as well. So you valued the image that they were putting off here too, because you felt as if it was a good match for you, but that's why they targeted you. Because you were a good match for the image that they were trying to push out. We have my Knight of Swords. This was very calculated. This person is very calculated, and you might have to be very calculated in trying to walk away or leave. Yeah, look, journey, traveling, with my Six of Swords there. Because this person is not who they said they were. My King of Cups in reverse. They are not loving. They are not caring. In fact, they are this Knight of Wands and this King of Pentacles. They're quite impulsive, fiery. They might have a temper on them. And I feel like it didn't take long to find this out with my Temperance card in reverse there. And my Ace of Swords. Where it's like it came out very, very quickly. It didn't take long. And it was such a double-edged sword, because you're like, well, now I'm invested. Like, you waited until I moved in to show this side of you, but that was the whole game plan here. Okay. Well, I'm done with looking at their incredibly manipulative plan here. What can I say to my viewers? What can they, if this resonates for you, what do they need to know? We have my Five of Swords. Okay. Let's get just a couple more before I get the full message out. We have the Hermit. We have the Three of Cups. And we have my Ace of Swords coming out a second time. Okay. So it's not an easy message to give. We have my Ace of Wands at the back of the deck. We have the Death card in reverse at the back of the deck, both in reverse. So again, it's not an easy message. Transformation will not be easy here. I don't see this person changing. With that Death card in reverse and the Star in reverse, this person has very deep-rooted trauma. I almost feel as if they feel very justified. And I'm almost seeing like a giggling, right? Like hee hee hee. Like this person is very satisfied with the fact that their plan worked for them and in their favor, and that they were able to get you under their thumb this way. With my Death card and my Star card both in reverse, I don't see this person changing. I only see them trying to expand on this. Maybe even, I just heard expand on their lies. So they might try to like get you to buy a house with them, right? So they could have like a nice big house for status purposes. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So again, it's not an easy message. There is going to be some misery in trying to leave this person, some unhappiness. It might be hard to do so. They might try to make it hard to leave them. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you'll feel like things are up against you. And maybe this person has a lot of support or a lot of enablers around them, you know, who will try to defraud you or defraud your experiences here. I just heard, oh no, he'd never do something like that, but it's like these people are only seeing the mask that he puts out. So I do see that the plan here is that, one, for you to be aware that this will not be an easy thing to walk away from or to get out of. And with my Five of Swords and the Hermit, it's almost like a need for isolation. But I'm not seeing this being like a physical isolation. I'm seeing this being like socially, right? Maybe on like social media. So you'd have to like block this person, cut them off completely, like get rid of their number, change your number, get like a restraining order against this person. It doesn't have to be to that level of extreme, but I am seeing like a generalized block here because of the pain that they caused you, because they want to take. Look at, you can see this man in the back who's taking 3 of these swords while she has 2 in her back. So see, remember the 2 of Swords earlier where it's like they needed you to keep these rose-colored glasses on? So they could take from you, so they could steal from you. And so I feel like if you get some alone time to think about this situation, you'll start seeing all of the little things. Block beefs and decency really quick. Okay, we've seemed to have resolved that. So again, I do feel like there needs to be some kind of generalized block here, because this person, they you're not the only person with rose-colored glasses on towards them by any means, and they will take and take and take if they are given that opportunity. If you can find some alone time for yourself, I'm almost certain that you would find you would be able to validate a lot of your intuition. You would see the things that aren't really adding up here. Beef, my goodness, he's just really going at it right now. We have my Three of Cups here. Maybe even not just like isolation, like being alone, but if you were to get with your friends with my Three of Cups, that's usually a celebration card. If you were to be able to be around your friends, they might be able to help you kind of pick this apart, look more at this like double-edged sword energy. Maybe this person has a lot of double standards for you as well, where they're like, oh, I'm allowed to do this, but you're not, or you have to do this and I don't. It feels very control-based to me. Yeah, some kind of reunion. King of Swords there. Two of Cups in reverse. I feel like this person, if you were to walk away from them, they would not be accepting of that. They would continuously try to watch and or follow you, control the situation. Yeah, my Magician card here. Control the situation in order to control their like public persona or their image here. We have my Ten of Swords on the back of the deck when I shuffled. So again, it's like you need to be able to pull, I just heard pull yourself together, but that's usually not how I see my Ten of Swords. I feel like this person will see you walking away from them as a major betrayal. And they will try to pin this on you as it is, almost as if it is like a, again, a betrayal. But I need you to recognize that the only thing that you are doing here in walking away from them is pulling the swords out of your own back, pulling the wool off of your own eyes. And again, I feel like your friends may have more insight here because their intuition is not blocked off. This person has intentionally gone out of their way to block your intuition here so that you couldn't see something. I feel like they work very, like they have a, I just heard like it's like a master, it's a masterpiece, no, like a master craft. Like their public persona that they put out is like a master class in its own. Maybe this person took a master class and on like how to, I don't know, maybe they did. Let me get just some oracle here to end this off. And I want to grab some self-care because I'm not going to leave you high and dry with such a deep, dark message. I'm so sorry. I felt super pulled to just do a random message. And if you aren't new here on my channel, you know I mostly do like monthly zodiac predictions. I do some fun like shorts as well. I don't usually come on for collective readings like this, but I very much felt just pulled and urged to do this today, and I'm glad I did. Okay. We have a couple here. Ooh, a lot here. Okay. We have reproach. Again, I feel like if you try to walk away from this person, they will treat you with reproach instead of respect here. They will not be able to respect your decision. They will treat you as if you are like, I've heard like shit on their shoe, you know? They will treat you like you are the worst for this. Now, the first two that came out was help in reverse and a message of peace in reverse. This person is not here to help you. In fact, I feel like they are intentionally trying to isolate and cut off people who could help you out of this situation. It's funny because I saw a post a couple days ago on Threads where it was like, why would I want to be like a trad wife so he can move me out to the middle of nowhere where I can never call for help? And I'd never thought about that before because I'm personally someone who's like, I spent a lot of time during like my college years like out on a farm, and I really, really enjoyed that. And so I had never thought about the idea of like, wow, like I really was in the middle of nowhere. There was no one I could have called for help if I needed it, if I was being, you know, harmed or abused. I was very isolated. I was hours away from my family, hours away from most of my friends. The only friends that I had were his friends. And so message of peace and help in reverse, it's almost like this person is trying to cause mistrust, chaos, maybe within your life, within your friend groups as well, in order to isolate you so that you do not have help, so that you cannot walk away from them as easily as you could if you had these people. And then we had learning, number 4, coming out. That's about stability. That's the only one that came out upright. Again, I feel like you are learning. more and more about how this person's tactics, that mask I feel is like coming off more and more. And then we had freedom in reverse. Maybe even learning a lesson about how much freedom is worth, how much being on your own, being away from someone who is controlling or abusive like this is worth. Maybe learning to value that kind of freedom. Maybe learning how easy it was for you to be targeted and isolated here. How easy they made everything seem so hard or so chaotic, how easy it was for them to just mess things up, to get you into like a panic, to stir things up here. Okay, I just want to get that last message because I felt very called to. Yeah, burden of tears in reverse. I know you're trying not to. And then repression. Yeah, you might be trying not to look at it because you don't want to, because it's an uncomfortable truth, but like Spirit is very much trying to get this message out there to you. That like you need to pack it up and go, because this person is not who they say they are. So for some affirmations, we have today, I am receptive. Today I will let go of the past. I will live in the present, and I am looking forward towards a bright future. Now, this is another tactic that a lot of abusers will use, is that they count on their victims remembering the early days with them. So you might be like, man, like, I don't know when he became like so cold and sour towards me. We haven't been on a date in months, but like, you're still sitting there hoping that that person is going to come back, not realizing that that person never existed in the first place, right? That was always a trick. And then we have today I am kind. Today I will make this day count. I will do something kind for someone. Maybe this is something that you need to think about as well. Is this person kind? Are they kind to me? Are they kind to my friends? Are they, and not just in the sense, are they kind to other people, right? In like the pursuit of public persona and connections, but are they kind to you about those people? If they have a problem with one of your friends, how do they bring it up to you? If your friend was to insult them, would they be like, wow, well, she's just a stupid bee? Or are they going to be like, wow, I wonder why they think that of me? Like, wow, we should probably like work on this then. Maybe I am that way. So I feel like that is a big message here, is like thinking actively, critically, is this person kind? Are they kind to me? And then we have, today I am confident. Today I am who I am, and I am capable of doing anything that I put my mind to. The last one is, today I am healthy. Today my heart and my soul are one healthy being. Oh, that's my stomach. Okay, so my tummy is growling. The last one is, today is a fresh start. Today is a brand new day that I will embrace as a new beginning and make the most of this day. I feel like as soon as you can get away from this person, a lot of good karma and a new beginning is coming in towards you. I want to get just one random one. I'm naturally charming with my black cat call. Interesting. Now my stomach is growling, so I'm going to go ahead and pop off here and go grab a bite to eat. But thank you so much for joining me. I am so sorry if this is your message and this resonated for you. I am here for you. Feel free to let me know how this resonated down in the comments. I do hope the best for you, and I will see you in the next one.